Welcome to episode 3 of the No Code Ninja series. In this episode, we will learn how to automate our social media content creation. What I'm going to be doing is collecting some AI news, and then we will summarize that news, scrape that information, and then post it on our favorite social platform. You can use any social platform you like. For this one, we're going to stick with LinkedIn. So let's get cracking. Okay, so let's log into make.com. Let's create a new scenario, and we are looking for HTTP. Let's find that. And we're looking to make a request. So let's just click that. Beautiful. So let's go to newsapi.org, and this is where we're going to be collecting our content, collecting news articles. So here you can see this URL and says all articles mentioning Apple from yesterday sorted by popular publishers first. So we're going to be using this. So here you can see Q equals Apple. So we're going to replace that for our topic. And it looks like it has specified yesterday's date, sort by popularity, and then the API key. So when you log into this, it will populate this with your API key. So let's just grab this and let's just go to make. We're going to just put that in there. We're going to change Apple to AI automation. That's the type of news I want to know about. And then for the date, I'm going to just put in something that I have formatted a bit earlier. So here I've added a bit of a format. Basically what this is doing is it's taking now, and we are formatting this now to years, month, and date. And then not only are we formatting the date, but we also want yesterday's date. So we're using this add days function, and we're just putting -1. So this is yesterday's date. What I'll do is I'll include this in the YouTube description, and just feel free to copy and paste it to make your life a lot easier. So looks like everything is sorted on this. Let's just hit OK. Let's just hit save. And let's just run it once. Looks like status code 200. Looks like it worked. And we got a whole bunch of data. It's not really formatted. Let's just go back to this. And one thing that we've got to do is to pass the response. This is really useful when you're getting a lot of information, a lot of data. Let's just hit yes on that and hit OK. Save that. And then let's just run it again and see what that does. So now, great. We've got a total of 11 results. And here we've got the articles. Beautiful. So here you can see the NewsAPI is returning a URL to the actual news article, a little bit of content, and we've got some news. We're going to make use of this. All right. So let's move on to the next step. Okay, so what we want to do now is take these articles and let's just save them somewhere so we can, work with the information, enrich it with more information. So what we need to do when we're dealing with this type of data, like you can see it's kind of like structured neatly as a collection. And one function that make has that enables us to go through each of these collections in a structured way, one after the other, is called the iterator function. So let's just look for it in the tools, and let's just grab that. And it's asking for an array. So the array that we have is the articles array. So we're just going to add that and hit OK. Should not be the last module. That's all right. And what we're going to do is set up a Google Sheet and connect this. So let's just do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add a row, connect that there. I've already connected my Google account. If you haven't connected yours, just simply click add, and then you can follow the instructions and set that up. So I'm looking for a particular file. I've named it content automation. Sheet name is that. And I'll just show you what my Google Sheet looks like. It just basically says headline, news summary, and link, which is what we can see here in the values: headline, news summary, and link. And that's looking good. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that as the iterator passes through each article, we are adding a row in Google Sheets and collecting that information. So let's just go to headline. And from the flow, we can see that we are going to get a title. We are going to get a description, and we are going to get a URL. So let's just hit OK. And as always, let's make sure we save. Beautiful. Now this should work. This should work fine. Why don't we just test it out and see? Beautiful. So we can see it's gone through 12 articles. And here we have the news summary and we have the links. Great. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, so you can see that we have a little bit of content and we don't get all the information. As you can see, this ... And that's because the NewsAPI will not give us all of the news information. So what we need to do is we actually need to go to the individual link and scrape that information. And the way that we will do that is using our favorite CrawlBase. So CrawlBase is a API service that you can use to scrape websites. And we're going to do just that. We're going to set it up. So go ahead and create a login. You get 100, I think it's 1,000 free uses, and it's a great scraping service. So let's just click on our dashboard. And what we want to do is just click on documentation, and you can see this CURL. And what we're going to do is we're just going to copy it and go back to our make integration, and we're going to do another HTTP request, and we can just paste our URL. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we actually get information for the specific website that it is that we are looking up. So where it says URL equals, we want to make sure that we select the right URL. So for us, we're going to select URL, the flow control, and I'm just going to remove this for now. Just hit OK. Always remember to save. And what we'll do is we just want to make sure that this request works. So let's just run this module only. And it's asking us for a URL because typically we're going to be getting the URL from the flow iterator. So I'm going to just grab the URL from here and paste it in to see if this is going to give us something. Looks like we've got a 200. beautiful. And you can see that we've got a whole bunch of information. Maybe not a lot of information, actually. What we can do, take that and use a text parser and just convert that to text. So we're just going to grab this, connect it there, and the HTML, what I'm going to do is just grab that data from there. It's a lot of data, so let's just scroll all the way to the bottom, grab that, and we can just test this, run this module only, put that there, right? And let's just go run module only, see what it's given us. Okay, so it's done a bit of formatting. Maybe it's not perfect, but it definitely has formatted. It has content about the article, pretty in-depth article. So it's a long string. So what we want to do is take this string and send it to Chatgpt. So let's do that in the next step. All right, so let's set up our Chatgpt module, and we are going to create a completion. Let's connect that there. We want to select GPT-4 Turbo. And I guess a little bit, the reason why we want to use GPT-4 is it just has a bigger context window. So you can see there's a lot of information in that string, and we want to make sure that we can process it all. And GPT-4 definitely should be able to help us out. So let's just put in our prompt for ChatGPT. So here's a prompt that I've prepared earlier. So I'm going to just add that in, and we will read it and understand it. So here I've got, you are an AI automation educator. Using the following news summary, create a LinkedIn post giving a prediction or general commentary on the news. Use a snarky casual tone, make it detailed, well thought out post. And we also want to make sure that we actually pass that news on. So that news is going to be coming from the text parser. So we want to make sure that we select that so that ChatGPT is going to get that. And then we've also added some constraints to this prompt. Do not include pretext or content in your response. Only return the post, maximum 200 characters. And we're just going to hit OK. One thing we just need to make sure that we do is, previously when I was testing this, we copied this, but actually we want to make sure that we give this text parser the data from CrawlBase. So just make sure you select data and you hit OK. And as always, make sure that you save. So ChatGPT should now take whatever's coming from this text parser and really help us with drafting that little bit of content. Let's move on to the next step and get all this information updated in our Google Sheets. Okay, so we want to make sure that our spreadsheet is going to receive this update from ChatGPT. So we're just going to say ChatGPT post, and we'll go back to make. And what we want to do here is we want to find the right module, which is an update row. Connect that there. And we always want to make sure that we find the right sheet. find that. And row number, add that there. And here you can see ChatGPT post. So what we want to do, collect the message from ChatGPT, the content, and we just want to populate that. So if we hit OK and remember to save, that should work. So let's test this. Let's test if this works. So you can see that we're making a request, we're iterating through the articles, we're adding all that information in Google Sheets, and then we're beginning to go through each and every single website and collect that information, format it a little bit, ask ChatGPT if they can summarize it for us, and then we're updating the row. So before I do the test, I'm just going to go back to my spreadsheet and I'm just going to just empty it. And let's just run the test, see what we get. So let's just go run once and play the waiting game. All right, so we've got one that has processed, the other ones are processing. So if we go here we can see our posts. So we've got some content being generated by ChatGPT, and looks like it's working. All right, so now let's figure out the next step to get these articles posted to our LinkedIn account. Okay, so we have our posts. Now we need to schedule them to be posted. So we're going to create another automation, and this automation is going to be responsible for posting to our social platform, which is going to be LinkedIn. So let's create a new scenario, and we want to find we want to first find where our posts are. So we want to go to our Google Sheets, and we will be looking for a search rows, and just bring the right spreadsheet in. Just hit OK for now. Great. Remember to always save. And let's add LinkedIn. So we've got a bunch of different things. So let's just click LinkedIn. And I want to schedule this post on behalf of organization, which is my organization in LinkedIn. So let's make sure we find the right module. You can, if you want to just post from your specific LinkedIn account, you can use these modules. But we want to post as an organization. So let's see, create an organization text post. Looks like what I want. Let's connect that. And it looks like we're going to need to create the connection. So I'm just going to do that from my end. Okay, so I added my LinkedIn account and I've added my organization. When you add your account, your organizations will appear here. And we want to make sure that we get the right content. So we're looking for that ChatGPT post. And I also want to grab the link as well, just in case someone wants to read the article. They have that. So we're just going to hit OK. Again, we're just going to remember to save. Let's just double check. One thing we need to make sure that we do is when this Google Search Rows module works, we only return a maximum of one row. And the reason for that is that we want the module to search this first row and then just post this. We don't want it to post all of the posts at the same time. So let's just make sure that we're returning that one row. What we can do is we can run this module only and see, okay, beautiful. So it's just returning that one row. So that's great. So again, save it again. And let's test this working. So let's just hit run once. Beautiful. So it looks like post public main feed. If we go here, beautiful. So great. And this should link us to the article in question. Okay, great. All right. So let's go back to main and let's just talk about this scheduler, right? So right now I had to actually run that for that to post to my LinkedIn account. But maybe what you want to do is have this post every day. So what you can do is go to scheduling settings and select every day. Select any interval you like, select any day, select the time, click OK. And then when you turn this automation on, it will look at the next row. It will return the next row and it will post the next post. So there you have it. That's how we can automate our LinkedIn posting. You can replace LinkedIn with Twitter, with Facebook, with most social platforms allow you to have some form of scheduling when it comes to posting. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and like this video and subscribe for more.